In a world filled with constant noise, endless opinions, and an obsession with social validation, the true power of silence is often overlooked. Social media, daily conversations, and the culture of instant gratification encourage individuals to broadcast their goals, seeking external validation before actual progress is made. However, this need for acknowledgement often dilutes the urgency of action. History and experience reveal that those who practice discretion and prioritize execution over discussion tend to achieve their ambitions more effectively. The reason is simple: speaking less conserves mental energy, prevents discouragement, and sharpens focus. While society values communication, there exists a profound strength in measured silence, one that shields personal aspirations, fosters discipline, and ultimately leads to greater fulfillment. The story of Rohan, a young boy with big dreams but an unproductive habit of talking too much, serves as a profound lesson in the importance of silence. His transformation, guided by the wisdom of an old guru, highlights how keeping one's plans private and focusing on action leads to real achievement. This article will explore the power of silence, supported by psychological insights, real-life examples, and practical strategies to help you implement this life-changing habit. Rohan was an intelligent and ambitious young boy who dreamed of achieving great success. However, he had one major flaw: he loved talking about his plans more than he worked on them. Whenever he set a new goal, he would eagerly announce it to everyone around him, expecting admiration and motivation in return. His friends found his ideas inspiring, his family felt proud of his ambitions, and his teachers encouraged him, believing in his potential. Yet, despite his enthusiasm and the support he received, Rohan struggled to turn his words into reality. His dreams remained just that, dreams, because he spent more time discussing them than actively working towards them. Over time, frustration crept in, and he began to wonder why he could never achieve the success he envisioned. One day, while visiting the town's temple, Rohan encountered Guruji, a wise old man who had observed his habits. Curious about Rohan's progress, Guruji asked him, "You talk about your dreams often, but have you achieved them?" Rohan hesitated before admitting that he had not accomplished much. He explained that, despite his efforts, things never seemed to go as planned. His enthusiasm often fizzled out after he shared his goals, leaving him feeling unmotivated and confused about his lack of progress. He sighed, "I set so many goals, but somehow, I never seemed to reach them." Guruji nodded knowingly, his wise eyes reflecting years of experience. "Let me tell you a story, one that has guided many before you. But first, understand this: words are powerful, but they can also be deceiving. Sometimes, speaking too much about our aspirations tricks the mind into believing we have already accomplished something when we have not even begun." Rohan listened intently, sensing the weight of Guruji's words. He had never thought of his excessive talking in that way before. Guruji continued, "I want you to reflect deeply on this story. If you truly understand its lesson, it will change your life forever. Silence, my child, is not merely the absence of words. It is the presence of focus, the foundation of wisdom, and the fuel of accomplishment." He paused for a moment, allowing his words to sink in before proceeding. "You see, in life, those who speak too much often lose their direction. Words, when used unwisely, dissipate energy. But those who harness silence know how to channel their thoughts into action. Now let me tell you a story, one that will illustrate why speaking less and doing more is the true key to success." With that, he began his tale, his voice calm yet commanding, drawing Rohan into a world of wisdom and transformation, a world where silence held the key to true success and the path to greatness. Long ago, in a small village, there lived a farmer named Dev. He was poor but exceptionally hardworking, with a deep-rooted dream to own a vast farmland filled with flourishing crops. Dev worked tirelessly from dawn till dusk, saving every penny he could manage, but unlike others, he never spoke about his ambitions. He understood that words could invite unnecessary scrutiny, doubt, and sometimes even sabotage. While other villagers often boasted about their plans, discussing grand ideas that never materialized, Dev quietly focused on his goal, letting his actions pave the path to success. Whenever people in the village asked why he worked so hard, he would simply smile and say, "Success is like planting a seed. You must water it, nurture it, and protect it from storms. Many may not understand your efforts in the early days, but when the season is right, the harvest will speak for itself." Years passed, and Dev quietly bought small pieces of land, carefully selecting fertile plots that would help him achieve his dream. Without announcing his progress, he dedicated himself to improving the soil, studying the best farming techniques, and strategically expanding his farmland. While others in the village wasted time gossiping about their aspirations, Dev focused entirely on action. He worked tirelessly in silence, sowing seeds, nurturing them with patience, and optimizing his farming methods. Eventually, his efforts bore fruit. His farm flourished beyond imagination, yielding abundant harvests that secured his wealth and stability. When he finally built a beautiful house, the villagers were left in awe, stunned at his sudden success and curious as to why he had never spoken about his plans. Dev's reply was profound. "When you talk too much about your dreams, two things happen. First, people discourage you, whether intentionally or out of their own fears and limitations. Second, your mind becomes satisfied with the illusion of progress rather than real achievement. Words are like arrows. Once shot, they cannot return. I chose to let my efforts shape my destiny and let my success speak for itself." Guruji explained to Rohan that talking too much about one's goals has psychological drawbacks. When we vocalize our ambitions, our brain releases dopamine, the same neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of achievement and reward. This creates a false sense of accomplishment, tricking us into believing that progress has been made when, in reality, no tangible steps have been taken. As a result, motivation diminishes, and we become less likely to take the necessary actions to turn our dreams into reality. Furthermore, excessive discussion exposes our goals to skepticism, criticism, and even unconscious sabotage from others, which can further drain our confidence and determination. Determined to change, Rohan decided to speak less and act more. He stopped discussing his dreams with everyone and instead channeled all his energy into working towards them in silence. At first it was difficult. He had been so used to seeking approval and encouragement from others. But as days turned into weeks and weeks into months, he began to notice a profound shift. Without the pressure of constantly justifying his ambitions, he felt a newfound sense of freedom. His focus sharpened, his work ethic strengthened, and his goals became clearer. As he quietly progressed, Rohan realized that he was achieving more than ever before. His confidence grew, not because others validated his dreams, but because he was seeing tangible results from his actions. He no longer needed external validation. His own progress became the only measure of his success. The silence that once felt unfamiliar became his greatest ally, allowing him to fully immerse himself in his work and push himself beyond his previous limitations. Months later, Rohan topped his school's final exams, surpassing even his own expectations. His friends were astonished by his remarkable transformation and eagerly asked him how he managed to achieve such outstanding results. With a quiet confidence that he had never possessed before, Rohan simply smiled and replied, "The key was not just studying harder, but learning to focus without distractions. I stopped wasting my energy on unnecessary discussions and used that time to take real action." As he spoke, he remembered Guruji's words, "Be silent and get everything." He now understood their deeper meaning, not just as advice, but as a way of life. It was not about withholding words for the sake of secrecy, but about cultivating an inner strength that allowed his actions to speak louder than anything he could say. He realized that silence was not emptiness but a reservoir of potential, a tool to refine focus and amplify results. From that moment, he vowed to continue embracing the power of silence, knowing that it would be his greatest ally in achieving his dreams. Years later, Rohan became a successful entrepreneur, not only achieving financial success but also becoming a mentor to many aspiring individuals. Through his disciplined approach and unwavering dedication to his craft, he built a thriving business empire, known for its innovative solutions and ethical practices. People from all walks of life sought his advice, intrigued by the transformation that had turned a once talkative dreamer into a powerhouse of silent execution. Rohan emphasized that the key to his success was his decision to let results speak louder than words. Success isn't about how much you talk about your ambitions, he would say, it's about how much you are willing to work for them without distraction. His story became a beacon of inspiration for those who struggled with self-doubt, teaching them that real success doesn't come from merely talking about dreams. It comes from relentless action, quiet perseverance, and the courage to embrace the power of silence. Research from NYU's psychology professor Peter Gallwitzer suggests that publicly announcing goals can create a false sense of accomplishment by triggering a premature feeling of success. This phenomenon, known as the social reality effect, tricks the brain into believing that progress has already been made, leading to reduced motivation and follow-through. Studies indicate that verbalizing aspirations to others activates neuro-reward pathways similar to those stimulated by actual achievement, ultimately diminishing the urgency to take real action. Additionally, this public declaration can lead to external pressures, making individuals feel obligated to meet others' expectations rather than focusing on their intrinsic motivation. Over time, this reliance on external validation weakens personal discipline, making it harder to sustain long-term effort toward meaningful success. Not everyone will support your ambitions. Some people may project their own fears and insecurities onto you, while others may intentionally or unintentionally discourage you due to envy, skepticism, or a lack of vision. Some might not understand your path, questioning why you choose to challenge the status quo or take unconventional risks. In some cases, even well-meaning friends and family may cast doubt on your aspirations, not out of malice but out of their own limitations and uncertainties. They may believe they are protecting you from failure, unaware that their words, however well-intended, can plant seeds of doubt that grow into obstacles on your journey to success. By keeping your goals private, you create a protective barrier against doubt, negativity, and external distractions. This privacy acts as a psychological shield, allowing you to maintain clarity and confidence in your vision without external noise clouding your judgment. Research from NYU psychology professor Peter Gallwitzer suggests that publicly announcing goals can create a false sense of accomplishment by triggering a premature feeling of success. This phenomenon, known as the social reality effect, tricks the brain into believing that progress has already been made, leading to reduced motivation and follow-through. Studies indicate that verbalizing aspirations to others activates neuro-reward pathways similar to those stimulated by actual achievement, ultimately diminishing the urgency to take real action. Additionally, this public declaration can lead to external pressures, making individuals feel obligated to meet others' expectations rather than focusing on their intrinsic motivation. Over time, this reliance on external validation weakens personal discipline, making it harder to sustain long-term effort toward meaningful success. Research from NYU psychology professor Peter Gallwitzer suggests that publicly announcing goals can create a false sense of accomplishment by triggering a premature feeling of success. This phenomenon, known as the social reality effect, tricks the brain into believing that progress has already been made, leading to reduced motivation and follow-through. Studies indicate that verbalizing aspirations to others activates neuro-reward pathways similar to those stimulated by actual achievement, ultimately diminishing the urgency to take real action. Additionally, this public declaration can lead to external pressures, making individuals feel obligated to meet others' expectations rather than focusing on their intrinsic motivation. This shift in focus can result in performance anxiety, causing people to prioritize appearing successful over actually making progress. The desire to impress or gain approval from others often leads to short-term validation-seeking behavior, where individuals celebrate perceived progress rather than real accomplishments. This creates a cycle of superficial success, where efforts are directed toward maintaining an image rather than achieving meaningful, long-lasting results. Over time, this reliance on external validation weakens personal discipline, making it harder to sustain long-term effort toward meaningful success. The pressure to meet public expectations often leads to burnout, frustration, and even the abandonment of goals when immediate success isn't achieved. Instead of relying on public affirmation, individuals who internalize their ambitions and work silently tend to develop stronger self-motivation, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to their objectives. They create a personal, intrinsic drive that is not dependent on applause or recognition, allowing them to persist through setbacks and challenges with unwavering focus. By keeping your ambitions to yourself, you safeguard your motivation, ensuring that your energy is spent on execution rather than justification. This approach allows you to stay fully committed to the process, free from unnecessary distractions and pressures, ultimately increasing the likelihood of achieving your goals. Furthermore, operating in silence fosters an environment of deep focus, free from the influence of skepticism and unsolicited advice. This approach enables you to move forward at your own pace, refining your plans strategically without external pressures or unnecessary comparisons. It transforms your journey into one driven by personal discipline and self-motivation rather than external validation. Moreover, when your efforts remain unseen, your progress is less likely to be met with resistance, competition, or interference. In many cases, external scrutiny can introduce unnecessary stress, diverting focus away from execution and toward justification. By maintaining silence, individuals can refine their craft, sharpen their skills, and navigate their journeys without external noise or undue expectations. This allows them to establish a firm foundation for success before revealing their accomplishments to the world. Silence, in this context, becomes not only a tool for self-preservation but also a strategic advantage in achieving long-term goals. It provides the freedom to experiment, learn from failures in private, and develop resilience without external judgment. Additionally, it fosters an environment where progress is measured internally rather than being influenced by comparisons or external pressures, ensuring that success is built on solid ground rather than fleeting validation. When we stop wasting energy on unnecessary discussions and redirect that effort toward execution, we create a momentum that drives us forward with precision and purpose. Taking decisive action not only accelerates results but also builds confidence, discipline, and mastery over time. The practice of silent execution cultivates a sense of deep focus, allowing us to eliminate mental clutter and channel our cognitive resources toward meaningful progress. Consistency in silent execution strengthens problem-solving skills, enhances adaptability, and fosters resilience in the face of challenges. Those who work in silence often develop the patience and perseverance required to overcome setbacks without external validation. By removing unnecessary external opinions, they cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness, allowing them to assess their progress objectively. This process also nurtures emotional intelligence, teaching individuals how to navigate uncertainty with calmness and clarity. Silent execution refines one's ability to endure hardships without seeking immediate reassurance from others. This not only fortifies mental resilience but also fosters an unshakable belief in one's capabilities. As a result, individuals who embrace silent execution become more self-reliant, developing a mindset that values effort over external validation and long-term results over fleeting recognition. Silent execution also allows individuals to analyze situations objectively, without being influenced by the expectations of others. This fosters the ability to adapt quickly, refine strategies, and remain focused on long-term growth. The fewer distractions we allow, the more effectively we can harness our potential, develop strategic thinking, and achieve our goals with greater efficiency. The absence of external noise encourages deep concentration, enabling individuals to cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement and self-mastery. Furthermore, silent effort fosters an intrinsic sense of motivation, shifting the focus from external recognition to self-improvement and long-term fulfillment. This commitment to silent action transforms aspirations into achievements, making persistence the key to long-term success. By adopting this approach, individuals can break free from the cycle of seeking approval and instead cultivate an unshakable inner drive that fuels continuous growth and accomplishment. Throughout history, spiritual leaders, philosophers, and successful individuals have emphasized the importance of silence. Buddhism, for example, teaches that silence is a form of wisdom, allowing one to observe the world more clearly, cultivate inner peace, and act with purpose. The practice of noble silence in Buddhist retreats is designed to help individuals gain insight into their own minds, free from the distractions of speech and external influence. The Taoist philosophy also highlights the power of stillness, emphasizing that true understanding arises not from endless discussion, but from quiet introspection. Laozi, the founder of Taoism, famously stated, "Those who know do not speak, those who speak do not know." This reinforces the idea that wisdom is developed through deep reflection rather than through excessive speech. Taoists believe that stillness allows one to align with the natural flow of life, enabling clarity, patience, and deeper understanding of the universe. Taoist teachings often emphasize the concept of wu wei, which translates to effortless action or non-interference. This principle suggests that by embracing stillness and minimizing unnecessary effort, one can achieve goals more naturally and harmoniously. Rather than constantly striving and explaining, Taoists advocate for a state of inner balance where actions emerge from deep awareness and intuition. This philosophy extends to decision-making, where silence and contemplation are seen as crucial steps before taking action. Many Taoist scholars and practitioners believe that speaking too soon or too much about a decision dilutes its power, leading to unnecessary complications and distractions. By remaining silent, individuals cultivate a strong inner foundation that allows them to move with purpose and efficiency. Furthermore, modern psychology supports this notion, emphasizing the power of introspection in enhancing decision-making abilities. Research suggests that individuals who take time for silent reflection before making major choices tend to analyze situations more critically, weigh potential consequences more effectively, and avoid impulsive decisions. This process of mental clarity allows them to consider alternative viewpoints, anticipate potential challenges, and create more effective solutions. Silence fosters patience, encouraging people to trust the natural flow of events rather than feeling pressured into premature action. In fact, studies in cognitive psychology have shown that individuals who practice mindfulness and controlled silence before making decisions experience lower stress levels and higher confidence in their choices. The absence of external noise helps in reducing emotional reactivity, allowing individuals to respond with reason rather than impulse. Moreover, silence plays a crucial role in the development of problem-solving skills. It creates a mental space for deep thinking, free from distractions, where individuals can weigh their options, connect ideas, and arrive at innovative solutions. This ability to process information thoroughly leads to better judgment and more sustainable outcomes, making silence a valuable tool not just in decision-making but in overall cognitive growth and strategic planning. Additionally, silence allows individuals to sharpen their observational skills. By speaking less, they can listen more actively, gaining insights from their surroundings and understanding subtle nuances that might otherwise go unnoticed. Many of history's greatest strategists, from military leaders to business moguls, have credited their success to their ability to remain silent, assess situations carefully, and act with precision when the time was right. Furthermore, indigenous traditions across various cultures also emphasize silence as a form of connection to nature and ancestral wisdom. Many Native American tribes, for example, view silence as a means of demonstrating respect, listening deeply, and maintaining harmony with the natural world. This perspective aligns with the belief that wisdom is gained not through constant speech, but through observation, patience, and thoughtful contemplation. Similarly, Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca believe that unnecessary talk weakens the mind and distracts from meaningful actions. The Stoics practiced disciplined speech, recognizing that words should serve a purpose and not be wasted on trivial matters. In their view, silence is not merely the absence of sound but a tool for cultivating mental clarity, discipline, and focus. Likewise, many religious traditions, including Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism, emphasize the significance of silence in spiritual growth. Monastic practices often involve periods of intentional silence, such as Christian contemplative prayer, Islamic Sufi meditation, and Hindu Mauna, the vow of silence, all of which serve as tools to deepen one's spiritual connection. In many Buddhist traditions, silence is not only a method of self-discipline but also a means of attaining enlightenment by quieting the mind and focusing on the present moment. Silence is also observed in religious ceremonies and rituals across various cultures. In Hinduism, silent chanting of mantras is believed to create a deeper resonance with the divine. In Christianity, silent retreats offer a space for prayer, reflection, and inner peace. Similarly, Islamic Sufi practices encourage silent meditation as a way to connect with the divine essence beyond words. Across cultures, silence has been revered as a pathway to enlightenment, self-mastery, and true wisdom. It allows individuals to detach from the distractions of the external world and turn inward, fostering a greater understanding of oneself and the universe. By embracing silence, spiritual seekers cultivate patience, clarity, and a sense of profound awareness that transcends ordinary perception. The lesson of Rohan, the wisdom of Guruji, and real-life success stories all point to the same truth. Silence is not just the absence of words, it is a force that fosters clarity, resilience, and the discipline needed for ultimate success. It allows us to listen, reflect, and act with precision, making it a powerful tool for both personal and professional growth. By focusing on execution rather than empty words, you will not only protect your dreams but also create a foundation of discipline and resilience that fuels long-term success. Each step you take in silence strengthens your resolve, allowing your achievements to speak louder than any promise ever could. The next time you feel the urge to talk about your goals, remember this: work in silence, refine your craft, and let your success make the noise that truly matters. With these principles in mind, challenge yourself to embrace silence, focus on deliberate actions, and cultivate the discipline required for long-term success. Observe the transformation that unfolds as you shift from seeking validation through words to letting your accomplishments speak for themselves. Witness how clarity, confidence, and mastery grow in the absence of unnecessary noise, leading you to extraordinary results that exceed even your own expectations.